out here.
Yeah. All right. They don't need to see this, huh?
There we are.
Yeah.
We can see the talent setting up his own show.
Yeah, well, how do you know that talent is a technical term? Hang on, I gotta get a guitar out here.
That's the guy on the side of the camera with the round glass thing.
Yeah. Oh, here I am. Okay. Hang on, I just want to plug this guitar in, and maybe I should move forward slightly. All right. Put my microphone right there. Everybody can hear me adjusting the mic at home, can't they? Yeah. Look how hard Sarah's working. That'll be a good experience for later in life when she gets a real job. This is a real job. Yeah, okay. All right, this was in tune at home. Oh, wow. Hang on a second. What's going on here? Gain? Volume? Well, that I have to do for now. Hang on, everybody. Here we go. Oh, sorry I'm late.
Sounds like some feedback in there.
Well, that's just it's not feedback, it's the crunchiness and the effects. So most amplifiers you see that people get, people want, I went to actually the Guitar Center up at Cedar Rapids, I had to be up there. I was teaching at Co last couple
like a moth
years.
to a flame.
Yeah, well, I have issues, But I teach up at Co, or I did last 2 years, and I was hoping they'd fire me this year, but anyway, they sent me a contract, and I signed it, and I didn't sign it right away. I was thinking about it, so I was kind of getting kind of late, So I decided to drive up there, and I talked to the department secretary, then I went and talked to the dean of faculty, and she said, "Yeah, happy to have you working at Co." So I'm back on again, and then but since I was in Cedar Rapids anyway, it's not that far to go up to Guitar Center. That's almost to the Marion line, And I went there, and I was going to behave myself in many ways, but I didn't exactly. So I ended up buying a little Black Star amp. Why did I start talking about that anyway? I'm trying to remember. I don't know. Well, anyway.
Because I brought up feedback?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Well, here's the thing. All the time I was there were these young guys, probably 19-year-old guys, just doing all the heavy metal riffs they could think of on all the different guitars, just running back and forth, like maniacs, grabbing different guitars off the rack, plugging into different amps, and it's all crunchy sounds, you see. And me, I don't want to do that. I want to sound clean. A little bit of some reverb, a pretty thick reverb, and a little bit of delay. And then, because I want to sound like somewhere between Pat Metheny and Tuck Andrews, maybe. And by the way, this is Pat Metheny's birthday today. He's 60, if you can believe that.
Well, at our age, that gets easy to believe.
Well, I remember when he was, he's older than me,
Yeah.
But I remember when he was still in his teens, and he went to college, and he started studying the jazz department. They had him teaching the jazz department. Well, he was still in his teens, in Florida somewhere, college, I don't know. But he was that good. But he's 60 now, anyway.
Well, see, I'm about the same age as Mick Jagger and Paul McCartney, so rock and roll people getting old is nothing new to me.
So you're an old fella, aren't you? Then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Pat's. That sounds good. Pat's a jazz guy.
I guess they get old too.
I guess they can.
They don't all die at 27.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't live very long.
Yeah.
If Mr. Skopinski were here, Dave Brubeck, I was reading about him, and he lived into his 90s. And he was going to go to another appointment with his cardiologist, and he died. But he was. The thing about him was he didn't drink excessively, at least, if at all, and he didn't do drugs. But he cranked out a whole lot of albums. So I was reading about him because I was interested in him. He was row after row of albums. And some people didn't like him because he was kind of, white and everything. Yeah. He made Man of the Year one year at Time, and Duke Ellington comes and knocks on his hotel door, and he opens it up, and so Brubeck said, "Should have been you," but he lived to a ripe old age and had clean living.
Well, Chuck Berry's still touring in his 80s.
I don't know how clean a life he's lived.
Les Paul was still working in his 80s.
Who is?
Les Paul, he's dead now.
90s.
He was still working in
90s.
90s?
Yeah, still playing gigs. His hands were arthritic, so he'd bend them to a good chord. He'd do movable chord formation. Yeah. You could do your Anyway. Well, this is Tom's Small Amp Show. That's the idea. Better check the sound. I might be too loud. This is a great guitar. This was discontinued. It's an Ibanez Tallman semi-hollow. So it's hollow on the inside. Or much of it is. Not all of it. Much of it is. So, dinged up. It's got schmutz on it.
Got some mileage on it, does it?
I'll just, well, I got it used.
Or was that one of the ones from your
Oh, it didn't
pegboard
fall.
given away? Huh.
No, it's just, it's actually just, it's just like, there's something like, I don't know, there's something on it, like, there was, it's dusty. I meant to clean it up a little bit. Here we go. But it's also, there's like something, didn't bring any guitar polish, there's something on it. Anyway, I had to bring them down every now and then and play them. I really like this guitar. I played the heck out of it for about a week, and then I moved on, and started playing other things. And I have another guitar I played here last week I really like, and I've been playing that a lot lately, but I figured since I played it here last week, I should...
Show us something different this week.
Well, yeah, I've been doing, I do different things, and I get on these different, these different little flights of fancy and everything, and so one thing is, so I get different guitars. I get, new guitars occasionally, and I also resurrect old ones, and I maybe restring them or set them up differently so they do different things. This here is it actually makes a pretty good, I think it's basically a rock and roll guitar, and the guy who was playing this when I tried it out, when I saw it in a guitar shop, was playing rock. He's one of those 19-year-old guys who doesn't buy anything, but...
Like stop in the guitar shop and play.
Play everything, yeah, but, kind of like heavy metal favorites, but not quite right, And speaking as a guitar teacher, I think, slow down and let's see how it really goes, But another thing I noticed when I was at that guitar shop was I looked at some guitars that had been played, and they had a bunch of smeary fingerprints. I wonder if they went to Taco Bell before they went there. They didn't wash their hands. I was telling the salesman that I had remarkably good personal hygiene, for a guitar player. And I thought that hygiene was important, in the music business.
So you're not going to join in on the grunge movement. Of course, maybe that's over by now, isn't it?
That was over a long time ago, I guess. That was 90s, Kurt Cobain died in the 90s, and that kind of... He was the darling of the grunge thing, but... They said he committed suicide, but a lot of people don't believe that.
Yeah, I know some people accused his wife of killing him,
or accused his wife of having somebody kill him or something. But something like he got shot twice in the head with a shotgun. So how could you do that?
Is that true?
That's what I don't know.
Oh,
how do I know? I read that once. I don't know. It was what was the other guy? You send me. What was his name? In the 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. I had it. Singer, real smooth voice.
Yeah.
He died, he was like 34 or something like that. He was shot, and the story was he was drunk and he was looking for this woman who was in his hotel room, and that the owner of the hotel shot him because she felt threatened by him. And the other story, and he wasn't wearing any pants. And he was wearing a sport coat and one shoe. But that she had, and so the story that the woman he was with was that she feared, because he had been drinking, but she feared for her life, and so she ran out and went to the desk or the office but knocked on the door, but wasn't quick enough, so she went to she grabbed her clothes on the way out, but she accidentally grabbed some of his clothes too. And the other story is that she robbed him and took his clothes because he had a wallet and everything in the pocket, and that and maybe that she was in cahoots with the owners of the hotel, and it was inconclusive, so it was considered a accidental or like a justifiable homicide.
Well, if you can't deny you shot somebody, that's the next fallback is I feared for my life.
Yeah, that's right. Stand your ground.
Yeah.
Anyway, a lot of people are dead.
Like that runner in South Africa that shot his girlfriend half a dozen times through the bathroom door.
Yeah.
So he thought she was an intruder.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, yeah.
Yeah, well, that trial's still going on, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well.
Jodi Arias.
She got,
She's convicted, and she's representing herself in the sentencing phase.
Another
Yeah.
smart move.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, she,
Mr. Skabinski's not mic'd, so we should mention that we're talking about Jodi Arias now.
yeah. Well, anyway, so that's not what I've got a show and tell thing going here, so I got a couple things going. I got this guitar, which is great, and I'll probably play it quite a bit. But I want to plug in this other amp. I was too late to do it, and I think I'm going to do it because I'm not getting the sound I want out of this Mustang Mini. I have a hard time because one little twiddle of the knob and you're in trouble. But let me try this.
We'll get a
black
camera
stuff.
on you.
I'm going to put this over here. I don't have to break anything. I'm going to take this down here. See, yeah. I'm going to put this over here now. People probably don't care about my bullet thing. Now I'll just put this here. That's very light. Okay. So, this here's a Black Star. It's supposed to have a really wide stereo sound. These amplifiers have evolved, and I actually kind of like new solid-state amps. Some of them. I'm having a lot of trouble with the Fender Mustang Mini, which has been a pretty good amp for me, but I don't really know how to make the thing work. If I can dial up a really good sound if I'm lucky, but then if I just twiddle a knob slightly, and of course jostling it around the car ruins everything. But if I jostle it around slightly, then it becomes something else, and I have to start over again with my. There we go. Hang on a second.
Just FYI, the support staff, I think they're tied up in a meeting because.
No, they're out front shooting promos.
Okay, so they're tied up right now. I have a problem is the mouse cursor is on the monitor screen in there.
Appear to be back.
Yeah.
So as soon as that's why I can't do any switching until we get because there's no manual controls.
Oh. Okay.
So anyway, we'll get that. Sounds like they just came back, so we should be okay.
We'll have to hope for the best.
Oh, I'm sure it's an easily solved thing.
Yeah, I'll just unplug this.
Oh, just that I can't get the mouse to get it.
Okay.
It's the right side of the screen. It's kind of stupid. Yeah, it's over there now. Oh, so basically this monitor is actually supposed to be the left side. So it just acts like it's
Okay, so I'm going this way and I should.
exactly.
Got it. Thanks.
Voice, clean, warm, gain, EQ.
Our crack PATV technical staff has arrived on the scene, and
Yeah,
all is well.
that's good. This ain't the same as the other one was. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see what this one sounds like. It's on warm clean. Clean and warm sounds nice, doesn't it? And doesn't have any wah. Wow. That sounds pretty nice. What do you guys think?
Sounds good here.
cue.
I looked it up. Sam Cooke is who
Sam
you're
Cooke,
talking
that's right, that's right. Sam
about.
Cooke.
33 years old when he was
33.
shot to death by Bertha Franklin at the Hacienda Motel, where she was the manager.
That's it. That was
Anyway,
it.
she got a justifiable homicide ruling, but lots of people questioned it.
Yeah. There are a lot of these questions like how could this be that this and that? There's another perfectly plausible thing where there were two witnesses. Was the woman who shot him and the one on the phone with her when he burst in apparently. But his only thing we know is he said, "Where is so and so?" Because he saw her heading for the office. Sure was a great singer, though. Good musician, great musician. Just did all kinds of wonderful things. He was entrepreneurial, too. He had his own record label. He started a lot of these soul singers. And grew up in the church, singing in church.
Well, a lot of singers have come out of gospel music
Yeah.
into soul or rock and roll. Or
You've got Phil on the line.
Phil?
Yes.
Well, put him through.
Yeah. We'll get him in.
It wasn't switched.
See if we can
Do we
get...
have a phone hooked up?
I don't know. It's over there. Let's see if we can get Phil.
Well, tell him to call back. In like 5 minutes. Tell him to call back in 5 minutes.
If we can get him on the phone. Because he doesn't have a TV, I don't think.
Oh, we got him.
Okay.
Yes, this is James. I'm gonna transfer you over to Phil, or Jim here, and he'll get you on here. All right.
Hang on.
He's on the line.
Okay. Hey, Phil, is that you?
Yes. You have us all in.
I'm not hearing him here.
What's that?
I don't have him here on this phone yet.
This is our longtime sound and graphics man on the phone,
Yeah.
and our booth is trying to get him connected to us.
I'm assuming this is plugged in. The light goes on. Well, while they're working on that, I'm gonna drag this thing out of here.
Well, let me go change cameras.
Yeah, I can take care of that in the next day or two.
Ah, here we go. Well, we're trying to get Phil on the horn. We'll see what happens.
Apparently, Phil didn't call to be on the air. He's
Oh.
having a conversation with Mr. Skabinski.
You didn't want to talk to Tom, you just wanted to give that message.
Okay. Well, all right.
All right, well, I'll give you a call as soon as I take care of that. Bye-bye.
Coming out?
No, he just wanted to talk to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, we wish Phil well. I know he can't see us on the TV where he is. They have satellite, and we're cable.
For you American Idol fans, this is a different Phil Phillips.
Yeah. Is there Phil Phillips on American Idol, too?
He won last year.
Oh, okay. Because there's a Phil Phillips back in the 50s who did Sea of Love. Come with me, my darling, da-da-da-da. It's Sea of Love, it's called, by Phil
Yeah,
Phillips.
I remember the song. I don't remember. I think I heard the Bobby Darin version.
Yeah. Well, look up Sea of Love, Phil
Okay.
Phillips. Okay. In the meantime, so my other story is I was out fooling around, and that's a long story. It's boring. I mean, I don't want to really share too much about my own personal, guitar and fretted instrument dysfunctions. But I've acquired this mandolin. I owe a lot of money on it, but it's. Let me turn this down a little bit. We could get the sound of it. Sorry, it's out of tune.
Co-written by Phil Phillips, whose real name was John Philip Baptiste.
Oh. You like the Philip, or Philippe? What was it with a P
Well,
after, E after Philippe in his middle name? Because Jean-Philippe Baptiste would be a French name.
No, John and Philip are spelled English.
Oh, okay. Baptiste.
Baptiste looks like a French name, but
Well, it happens after a while.
yeah. Well, most of us Americans are descended from somebody that came from somewhere in Europe. Actually, descended from a lot of people who came from a lot of places in
That's
Europe.
right. I was reading well, I'll play mandolin in a minute. I've been reading I've been reading more about slavery and the broader story than the one I might have thought of before.
Yeah.
That I thought I knew. And this Irish slavery thing, they were ethnically cleansing the eastern part of Ireland, and they transferred millions of people actually out of Ireland to other places as slaves. And they would, but they take them on a boat. They take them to Liverpool first, and they would change their names to English names of whoever owned them or whatever like that. And they were classified as livestock, and then they were shipped to the New World, to what later became the U.S. and to the West Indies, like Trinidad,
Yeah.
and then a lot of those ended up going to Jamaica, but not necessarily landing in Jamaica. And a whole bunch of them went to Brazil as slave agricultural laborers, and started out in like 1629, I think. Yeah. And you can Google Irish slavery if you want.
All right.
But anyway, but these Irish people they show up, so their heritage basically was erased because their names were a lot of them were their names were changed, and then they mixed with the other like native people and of course Africans.
Yeah.
And that's why there are so many people who are kind of very mixed race who live in various places.
Right.
I mean, their skin is a lot lighter than an African's would be, and their features are a bit different. And they're because they're like a big chunk of Irish in there. And a lot of these people actually moved to the U.S. And some of them moved. I mean, some of them remained white, and moved to the U.S. And then a lot of them, of course, were mixed race and they moved here, but. They mixed with I forget the name of the people, the nations of the native people who lived in the Caribbean area. So,
Caribs were a lot of them.
Yeah.
That was the name that was the name they were given, was the Caribs.
Yeah. Right. And they're not any more of them around at all. I don't
the island
think.
people, probably not as such. They're probably interbred with everybody else that passed through, like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like Mexican, they call themselves La Raza because they're mixed between the Spaniards and the Aztecs and Incas and Mayas and whoever else was there.
There's mestizo.
Incas were Peru, I guess, but Mayas, I think, were big in Mexico.
Yeah. Toltecs and people. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I read about it, but I can only retain so much
Right.
at any given time.
But too many things in your brain, everything new coming in pushes something else out.
Something like that. I have trouble accessing information. At the same time, I got a bunch of other things I need to know, like chord theory.
We can't keep track of what Britney Spears did yesterday, and
Yeah. I wonder what Britney Spears did do yesterday. She is not in the news as much as she was, perhaps. I think she's doing something now.
last I heard, she was residency at the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas.
Oh. She's living at the Hard Rock Hotel? Or?
Well, I don't know if she's living there,
Or
but she's a permanent act. Or
I act there, okay. So I see,
kind of like what Celine Dion does at the Coliseum.
Oh, I see. Huh. Oh, yeah, I've got a house gig at the Tuscan Moon.
Yeah. Oh, really? Where's that?
Oh, it's in Kelowna. Beautiful downtown
When do you play
Kelowna.
there?
I play there Friday and Saturday. I'll be there this week, Friday, Saturday nights. It's supposed to start at 6, so I'll probably start around 6:30, maybe a little later. And supposed to play till 9, I'll play till 10. And so Friday, Saturday night, I say get a reservation. The place has been packed. You know, they get these negative emotions right around late February, early March. You know, it was a really rough winter last year, and people didn't want to go out, you know, and things was really slow, you know, last year. Last late winter, early spring type. I guess it's late winter. But now it's just, you know, gangbusters. It's just like steady cranking up. People come through. They have to wait at in the lounge to get a table. And you have to have a reservation. They actually have to turn people away sometimes because it's packed. And so I am definitely part of the floor show. I'm the floor show. Yeah, well, there's me and the wait staff. But
So that's Friday and Saturday night,
yeah, Friday, Saturday night.
6:30 to 9:30 or so.
Yeah, downtown Kelowna. It's like 20 miles south of town.
Tuscan Moon?
Tuscan Moon, Kelowna, Iowa. My advice is take Highway 218 south, turn right
Exit
on
80?
Exit 80 at Riverside. Pass through the metropolis at Riverside, and the next town over is
Turn right off the exit.
yeah, turn right. Don't turn left to the casino. Turn right and go through the village itself, and then keep going down Highway 22 till you get to Kelowna. And when there's a sign that says business district or whatever, take a left, and it's right there. You can't miss it. It's got vines growing on the portico, and a great big patio.
So if people want to see you live, that's the place to do it.
And they do. Some people watch this show and they go there. So, anyways, this is my.
Otherwise, they can hang around Iowa City and they might run into you at the Hy-Vee, but
Yeah.
you usually don't have a guitar with you there.
No, I don't ever take a guitar to the Hy-Vee, but I do wander around in the world and stuff like that. So I couldn't see how many minutes it was, but I'll guess.
About 20.
Yeah, really? Okay. I wasted a lot of time. Anyway, so and I'm also playing at Journey Church on Sunday at 10:30 in Coralville, almost north of Liberty, off of Oakdale Boulevard. Journey.
So you're going to do it like Earl did?
What?
Play the mandolin.
Oh, it's
It's not Earl?
It's not Earl.
Oh.
That's banjo.
Who's the mandolin guy?
I can't remember. Let me think.
I always think Ricky Skaggs, but that's not who
Yeah.
you're looking for, no doubt.
No, I want somebody who's dead. I'll think about it in a minute. But anyway, this is a Breedlove mandolin. It's actually pretty good, and you know. It was Bill Monroe.
Bill Monroe.
So that's it. I said it.
Oh, did you?
Bill, yeah. I think the way Bill did it. How many mandolin players does it take to screw in a light bulb? 5. 1 is screwed in, and 4 is standing around saying, "Hey, ain't the way Bill did it." Anyway, I think it's a pretty nice little mandolin. Sounds okay to me, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, it's but I still have another thing to play with before I'm done. I've yeah. Here, I'll shove this in here. Pretty good little bag. So, I'm actually having trouble tuning mandolins in my old age, you know. I think it's premature senility. I think my ears still work okay. It's just that. Let me just turn this off for a second. Two things I have trouble tuning are mandolins and string basses. Those are basically the upper and the lower end of my string basses.
Hearing range.
Yeah, well, see, a string bass is an octave below a guitar, and a mandolin is an octave above a guitar. So I'm kind of in this. I'm okay in the in between. You see. So someday I'll try really hard. Boy, that sure is noisy.
Got some hum there.
Yeah, I got a lot of hum here. Well,
There it went.
I turned it way down.
Oh.
Sometimes if you back off on the volume and the tone a little bit, maybe crank it up over here a little bit more. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty bad. I have a hum debugger that works pretty well with this, but I don't have it with me. So I might go back to that Tallman in just a second. That's what this is a Telecaster. It's a Mexican-made Telecaster, but it's white. See, it's Arctic white. So my one thing about this is I got a white strap to go with it, so I could. I took to calling this guitar Mr. Clean. So. Well, you know, maybe next time I'll bring this guitar, and I'll bring the hum debugger, and then I can show people how well it works. See, Electro-Harmonix hum debugger takes that away, because there's all these lights here, you know. All right, I can't stand it. Okay, well, that was worth a try, wasn't it? I guess.
Now you brought it along, you might as well try to play it.
Well, I did try to play it. I can play it all I want. It's just that Sounds terrible because it goes hum.
It's going to hum along.
Yeah. Well, it has a single coil pickups. Telecasters are the worst as far as.
And I'll bet it does that because it doesn't know the words.
Yeah, right. It hums along. Yeah, yeah. Oh well. This one is humbuckers. They have the humbucker. I think was invented in the 1950s. It's a double coil pickup, so it's two coils going opposite directions. So it's as you see, the pickups are much wider than they were in the Telecaster, and it bucks the hum. That's the way people used to talk in the 50s. You know, bucking the system, bucking the hum. Where was it? Oh yeah. Wow. Well, I don't know how to run that amp yet. I just got out of the box. since I've come this far, might as well see a couple other things it does. Here's the delay. Yeah? Well. Anyway, I still have 2 minutes left. Let's see, I can, so this is clean warm here. Clean bright. Right? Crunch. Super crunch. OD1, I think it's not overdose, but overdrive. OD2. Well, I guess that's about it for this week, huh? Be back next week. I'm back to teaching school in 2 weeks. Can you believe that?
Yep. Well, Solon school start Thursday.
Oh, really? I got 2 weeks. I'm back at Coe College. Oh well. It's still summer. Back to the salt mine.